I've saved my progress as initialgreentiles.ai found inside the 06 Transform folder. In this exercise, we're going to create a lighter green square tile in the left corner of this design. Then we're going to take all 5 of our green tiles and we're going to rotate them around the perimeter of the artwork. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this guy right here, which is the leftmost of the orange color tiles. And I'm going to drag it by its corner point if I can. Now notice I tried to drag it by its corner point, but I went ahead and grabbed a different shape, as you can see right there. So if that happens to you, what that means is the guy that I just grabbed and moved to a different location is actually in front. Then go ahead and press Control-Z, Command-Z on the Mac to undo that movement. Try clicking on the perimeter once again to select this tile, and that would be on an uninterrupted part of the perimeter. And then just to make sure that it's in front, right-click inside of the illustration, choose Arrange, and choose Bring to Front. Or you can press this keyboard shortcut, and this happens to be Illustrator's keyboard shortcut. I didn't make it up for you. It's Control-Shift right bracket, Command-Shift right bracket on the Mac. And we'll be seeing more of that one later. But for now, just go ahead and choose the command. That brings that tile to front. Doesn't look any different. Now you can drag it by its corner handle like so. And what you want to do is snap it into alignment with the center of the previous shape. And it's a little bit hard to see where that center point is. So I'll go ahead and undo that movement. I'm going to zoom in on my artwork. And I'm going to, just for a moment, hide my guidelines so that they're not in my way. And I'll do that by pressing Control semicolon, Command semicolon on the Mac, or you can go up to the View menu, choose Guides, and turn Show Guides off. All right, I'll go ahead and escape out of that menu. And now notice there's a center point inside of the square, but it tends to disappear as you're moving the shape. So if you want to be able to see it, then go to the View menu and choose Outline to switch to the outline mode, or press Control-Y, Command-Y on the Mac. And then go ahead and drag this point. Notice that X right there that indicates the center of the shape. Go ahead and drag the right-hand point until it snaps into alignment with the X. Now, you may not see a snap cursor this time around. You may just see the standard black arrowhead, but you'll feel the snap occur. Once you do, press and hold the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac so you'll make a duplicate of the shape, and then go ahead and release your mouse button. All right, now I'm going to go back up to the View menu, choose Preview once again, or press Control-Y, Command-Y on the Mac to switch back to the standard view of your artwork. And I'll go up to the Control panel, to the Fill icon right there, and I'll fill this shape with green, as opposed to Deep Olive. We want the lighter shade this time. So fill it with green, and you'll get this effect right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out from my artwork. And now I'm going to go ahead and click on any one of the dark green shapes inside of my artwork, in this case, this top small tile. And I'll go up to the Select Similar Options icon in the Control panel, click the down pointing arrowhead, and make sure that All is selected. Click on it to select all of the dark green shapes. So that selects all 4 of those shapes right there. I'll also shift-click on the perimeter of the light green shape like so. Now I'll press Control semicolon or Command semicolon on the Mac to bring back my guidelines so that I can see the center of my artwork right there. And I'll switch to the Rotate tool, which I can get by pressing the R key. So many keyboard shortcuts inside of the software, but still highly useful, I must say. Go ahead and grab that Rotate tool and Alt-click right there at the intersection of those guidelines. So Alt-click or Option-click on the Mac to bring up the Rotate dialog box. And I want you to enter an angle of 90 degrees. That's just fine. Or you can do negative 90 degrees, whichever suits you better. If you press the Tab key after changing that value, you'll see your changes inside of the illustration window, assuming that the preview checkbox is turned on. So either positive 90 or negative 90. Then click on the Copy button. Very important in order to copy the tiles to the new location. Then go up to the Object menu, choose Transform, and choose Transform again. Or press Control-D, Command-D on the Mac. And then I'll go ahead and press Control-D or Command-D a second time in order to finish off this pattern of tiles here inside of this illustration. Now, one more thing I want to do. I want all of these tiles that we're seeing so far, I want all of them to appear on a new tiles layer. So I'm going to click on the image layer here inside the Layers panel. I'm going to Alt-click or Option-click on this little page icon down here at the bottom of the panel in order to bring up the Layer Options dialog box. I'll call this new layer Tiles, and I'll change its color. Again, this is just a personal preference. I'm going to change it to violet. This will help me tell one layer from the other. I don't need to change the settings of any of the checkboxes. I'll click OK in order to create this new layer. Then I'll Alt-click or Option-click on the drawing layer in order to select all of the tiles inside of the artwork. Notice right there this little red square. That demonstrates all of the selected objects on the drawing layer. You can go ahead and drag that little red square down to the tiles layer like so, and then drop. And that goes ahead and moves all of the tiles onto the tiles layer. So now notice you can't even twirl open the drawing layer because there's nothing on it. But you can click on the twirly triangle for the tiles layer in order to expose all of the paths that are available to you on that layer. So everybody has been moved. Go ahead and twirl that tiles layer close. Click on the drawing layer again to make it active. Press Control-Shift-A or Command-Shift-A on a Mac to deselect the illustration. And we are now ready to begin drawing the more complicated elements of the artwork using the blob brush in the next exercise.